welcome everybody to our free webinar. So this webinar is in partnership with CNC or College of New Caledonia. So if you are looking for a study destination in Canada that is within your budget, CNC is the best low cost but high return study destination in Canada. And we are honored to be partnered with them for this event. All right. So as we begin, I would like to ask everybody to tell me where they are from here in the Philippines. So if you are from Malabon, Batangas, maybe you're from Pampanga, let me know in that chat box so that we can see um, where you are located here in the Philippines. All right. So we have people from Pampanga, San Juan, Cavite. So welcome everybody. Welcome to our free webinar. So let us begin. Okay, so this is for this webinar we have this agenda. Okay, so you will learn about Canada, get to know the facts about this wonderful country. Okay, so we have the reasons to study in Canada. Then you will learn about the study permit and how you can work and study in Canada. And then later on, we'll be hearing from College of New Caledonia and find out why it is the best low-cost, high-return study destination in Canada. All right. So, to introduce myself, I am Bea Barcelona. I am a marketing specialist for ACN Southern. All right. So, ACN is an immigration and education consultancy firm. So, we are located in Makati, Angeles, Gapan, and Baguio. Okay. We were established in 2005. And we have migration and study opportunities for Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. But for today, we are focusing on our programs for Canada, most particularly the study and work to immigrate. Okay? So, Canada. So, we will learn about Canada. So, Canada is a country in North America. You will find it above the United States of America, and their capital is Ottawa. Okay? That's how the Canadians say it. Ottawa. Pag Filipino, Ottawa. Pag Canadian, Ottawa. Okay? So Canada is a big country if we compare it to the Philippines. So we have here their total land area. Oh, by the way, Canada is the second largest country sa with total land area, and they have a population of 37.6 million people. So ang population density nila is around 4 people per square kilometer. So they have big country, small population. If you compare it to the Philippines, it's a tiny country in Asia, but we have a lot of Filipinos here, no? So we have 368 people per square kilometer. All right. Now, Canada is a big country, as I mentioned, and these are their provinces. So parang Pilipinas, that is what they call. They have their provinces and they also have their territories. And then, as I mentioned earlier, their capital, Ottawa is located in Ontario. Okay? I'm saying it kung paano sinasabi ng mga Canadians, Ontario. All right. In Canada, they speak two languages. They speak English and French. Okay, I'm sorry. I think meron po sa inyong walang audio. I-check nyo lang po yung inyong maybe your headset or maybe configure na lang yung mga technicals nyo sa Zoom. Pero I guess others may audio naman. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. So yun yung mga basics ni Canada. Next, let's learn about the reasons why it is a great country to study in, why you should study in Canada. So Canada, number one reason is they have an outstanding quality of education. So from their post-secondary to mga universities, good quality in educations nila. In fact, they have 11 of the top 250 universities worldwide. So from secondary, post-secondary, colleges, universities, they have good education there. Okay? Now, Canada is also one of the lowest tuition fees among English-speaking countries. So, mas mura sila compared to the US, UK, and Australia. Okay? Another reason is they are number one in the quality of life rankings. And if I am not mistaken, number one sila for 5 years already. Okay? And they actually have 5 of the top 100 best student cities in the world. Okay? To add to that, it's one of the best places for international students because it is also one of the safest countries in the world. So of course you are new to the place. Of course you're not that familiar with your surroundings, so it is better to choose a place that is already safe na. Okay, so it is the safest country big thanks to their lowest crime rates, thanks to good justice system. Okay, so maganda ang justice system sa Canada. All right. Next is they have a diverse and multicultural society. So Canada has a lot of immigrants. In fact, they have an official national policy of multiculturalism because they have a lot of people from different countries coming to Canada to study, to work, and to live. So when you get there, you won't be the only Filipino. Meron kayong mga kasamang other Filipinos and other nationalities. Okay? So Canada is very open sa mga for immigration. Okay? Actually, I just saw on Facebook that CIC has a new policy for their 2021 to 2023 immigration that around 400,000 immigrants ata ang kanilang i-accept for those years. Okay? So if I'm not mistaken, we will send you details after this sa emails ninyo. All right? A great thing then about studying in Canada is you can work while you study. So when you are studying, you can work part-time, which is 20 hours per week. And then you can study full-time during the scheduled school breaks. Okay? Now, another thing is you can also bring your spouse and your kids under the study permit. So kahit na naka-study permit kayo, your partner can join you and he or she is eligible for an open work permit, meaning they can work full-time, and then your children can study for free because most schools in Canada are public schools which have no tuition fees. Okay? So you can bring them with your application. And I mentioned earlier, Canada is very open to immigration possibilities. In fact, after you study at a designated learning institute, you can apply for a post-graduation work permit program. So this allows you to stay in Canada for another 2 to 3 years to do full-time work. Now, to give you a visual aid lang, okay, of how you can stay in Canada, how you can work there also. So when you are under the student permit, you can work 20 hours per week, and then your spouse can work full time, okay, under the work permit basta magkasama kayo. And then when you get your post-grad work permit or PGWP, you can work full time, and then your partner will also be working full time for the whole duration of the stay. Okay? So next is now that you are convinced to study in Canada, what how can you study there? Okay? So in order to study in Canada, you must first secure a study permit. So for other countries, ito yung tinatawag na student visa, but for Canada, this is the study permit. So it is a document issued by the government of Canada to allow non-Canadian nationals to study at designated learning institutions or DLI. When we say DLI, these are schools approved by the Canadian government to host international students. Okay? Now, are you eligible to study in Canada and what are the requirements? Okay, so here are the requirements and the eligibility. So you have to be at least 18 years old, and to prove that, you must show passport, birth certificate. Okay, you must show that you are also is at least a senior high school graduate, or if you are from the old curriculum, di kayo inabutan ng K to 12, at least second year college. Okay, I'm saying at least. So if you have a bachelor's degree, you can still study in Canada. Okay, now in order to prove this, you have to show your TOR or your diploma. Okay, next is the English requirement. So Canada is an English speaking country, but some schools in Canada, they recognize that Filipinos have already good English ability. So instead of submitting English exams like IELTS, PTE, or TOEFL, you can just take an English test provided by the school or submit a certificate of medium of instruction is in English. Okay, so later on we will know about the particular English requirement of CNC. Okay, Next we have here is you have to be financially capable. So you have to prove to the immigration that you can support your cost of living and your tuition fee. So you have to be able to shoulder the fees. Okay. Next is you have to show that you have good health and character. So you will also have to undergo a medical health check. Okay, by accredited um clinics or by accredited clinics, okay? And then finally, you must show that you have a genuine purpose to study, okay? So the genuine purpose to study is done by submitting a study plan. So this is a personal statement, an overview of why you want to study in Canada, what program you will take, at which school, and then what are your plans after you study, like your employment opportunities. Now, this is very important because you have to show kung ano yung maitutulong ng pag-aral mo sa Canada. Okay? So, ano yung magiging tulong nito sa pagkuha mo ng jobs back here in the Philippines. Okay? And you also have to state that you are returning to the Philippines. You have to show your social ties to your home country. We understand that some of you will be using the study permit, the student permit, to go through immigration in Canada. Although, at first, we just cannot state it or disclose it dito sa ating study plan, but it is still very much welcome naman to do your immigration. Now, don't worry much about this. ACN will give you a template for the study plan and we will also help you edit and compose this. We will start this when you have your application with us. All right? Okay, so the application process, how do we do it? Okay, ACN will be helping you through these stages naman, okay? So first is we have the contract signing. So you have to sign the ACN agreement, pay the ACN fees, and then we will give you the list of requirements. Next is your study planning. You have to determine your program, your school, and location, and then we will begin your study plan or your letter to the embassy. Okay? So we have schools all over Canada, but CNC is actually located in British Columbia. More info about that later to be given to us by the international recruitment of for the Philippines. Okay? So we have different types of program when you study in Canada. There is the co-op, certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, bachelor's degree, postgraduate, and master's. Later on, we will know what are the programs offered by CNC. For the enrollment, we will also help you with that. We are in direct partnership with CNC, okay? So you as the student will have to fill out your enrollment forms and then gather your requirements, and then ACN will submit your application, okay? Next is we will receive an letter of offer, and then we will also have to pay the initial tuition fee. So what's great about schools in Canada is you don't have to pay the full tuition fee. You just have to pay an initial deposit, and then you will receive the letter of acceptance. Okay? The rest of the fees will be paid pag nandun na kayo sa Canada. All right? When you receive your letter of acceptance, that means you are already officially enrolled. Okay? When you are officially enrolled, this is the time we begin your permit application or visa application, okay? So you as the applicant will have to fill out your application forms and then gather your requirements. ACN will submit your permit application, and then you will also have to go through medical health check by panel physician. So meron mga accredited clinics naman si Canada for this. You will also have to submit biometrics and then wait for a permit decision na. Okay? Now, the whole application can be done in a span of just a few months, okay? But with the ongoing pandemic, it will actually take longer for you. It might actually take it longer for you to gather your requirements, and we will also be longer to wait for the permit decision, okay? So we just ask for patience, and a lot of students naman are choosing for an intake for 2021. So medyo matagal-tagal pa naman, lalo na if latter part of the 2021 year pa naman siya. Okay? Now, again, ACN Southern has services for Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. You can check us on Facebook. So this is our Facebook page. So ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services. So you can like our Facebook page. You can also contact us. So this is our email, info@southernImmigration.com. So you can have a copy of the estimated of expenses for the application process. You will also be having a one-on-one orientation with an ACN consultant. After this webinar, since you registered for this, we have your email address. We will be in contact with you so that you can do your orientation. So you can discuss with an ACN consultant your preferred course and how you can start your application. So because we are looking after your safety, you can do this virtually through phone call, Messenger, Zoom, Google Meet, or Skype. Okay, so you can just um, call our consultants. And then this is fairly new. ACN Southern has our own YouTube account. We will be uploading this webinar. So this is a recorded webinar, no, but we will be uploading it on our on our YouTube account. All right. So okay, so subscribe to our YouTube account. You can go back to this webinar dito sa aming YouTube account. All right? So that ends my part of the presentation. We will also be having a question and answer after CNC's presentation so that you can ask me or CNC your questions, and then we will answer them real time. All right? So now, I would like to introduce Mr. Angelo Concepcion, the international recruitment for the Philippines for College of New Caledonia. So, hi, Sir Jello. Kamusta po kayo?
Hi, I missed you, Bea.
I miss you din, sir. After this, sana magkita-kita ulit tayo.
Oo nga. It's always nice to work with ACN, and finally we are moving forward again with a new project. And thank you for having me. Social kayo, may
Yes, of
YouTube
course.
na kayo, ha?
Yes, sir. Sir, meron din naman kayo eh. YouTuber na din pala kayo.
No, I just do my YouTube, my videos for our partner agents. Medyo mas
Oh, all
super
right.
active
Okay.
tayo.
All right.
Okay. Sige, shall I begin?
Yes, of course. Go ahead,
Sige.
sir.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Angela, and I'm the International Recruitment Manager for College of New Caledonia, or CNC. I am based in Manila. Don't worry. Don't be afraid to ask anything later on. And I am, yes, working with CNC. I am a direct employee. Okay. So I'll turn off my video for now because we know internet in the Philippines is like, not that good. So to make it a bit faster. Okay. I'll be sharing my screen, and if you have questions, please do not hesitate to post them in the chat box, and we'll do our best to entertain them as soon as possible. Right, give me a second. I hope you can see my screen. Everything's all good. So I'll be as brief as possible and focus on the things that I think you would want to hear and that would really address your need to study, work, and live in Canada. As you all know, the process of studying abroad is quite complicated. That's why having a partner agent is encouraged. And ACN is a very, very good partner of us. I hope you continue to register and process your application. So I'll see you next year in Prince George in Canada. Okay? So again, this is my school, College of New Caledonia, or CNC. As mentioned, we are calling it as the best low-cost, high-destination school. So let me play a quick video for you guys.
We are empowering. We are the stepping stone and a leg up to something greater. We offer an essential foundation of skills and knowledge, always striving to be relevant in changing world. We welcome and shape learners of all kinds. Access come naturally. We are connected. We are the bridge, branches that extend between graduates and full waves. We intersect ideas and action, bringing practical application to the concepts we teach. We are grounded. We remain rooted in our region. The relationships on a one-to-one basis. We take community needs to heart. We listen to those around us and respond in a proactive way. A sense of place gives us perspective. We are dynamic. We shift and evolve as the world changes around us. We adapt our motives to live, introducing new ways to learn and connect. We are a force for change. Direction and impact in the individual and community and beyond. We are CNC.
Okay. All right. That's CNC for you. Sorry, nadidistract ako, naglalag ang aking laptop. Anyway, so yeah, I did mention that we are promoting CNC as the best low-cost, high-return study destination in Canada. Take note that of the keywords low cost and high return. Low cost, ibig pong sabihin ay mura or affordable. Okay, affordable meaning in comparison to the usual study abroad price. Okay, just to be clear. High return, malaki po ang bawi. Of course, the plan for us is to, when you study abroad, you want to make sure that the money you're lending out or borrowing from other people, eventually you can pay them back when you get to work. Okay, so this is very, very good and critical when you study in Prince George in Canada, in our province, and I'll show you why it is specifically high return. Okay, right. Our school is located in Prince George. Sorry, Bea, do I still have a sound, Bea?
Yes, sir. Opo.
All right,
You
good.
still have
Kasi yung
sound naman
icon
po.
ko ng audio. Good, good. Right, going back. So our school is located in Prince George. Here is the map of British Columbia. I like to give analogy to help you visualize how it's like to study in our school and what our location is all about. So don't mind me, okay? So imagine if the whole Philippines is like British Columbia. Vancouver, ito yung pinakasikat. This is like Metro Manila. All the investments are here. Um, Big metropolis, a lot of companies. Prince George, as you can see, it's found at the center or the heart of British Columbia. In terms of economy, you can describe this as like Cebu City, so that's a good comparison. Then so if Manila, Vancouver, Prince George, Cebu City, it only shows the opportunity and the economic advantages of going in Prince George. The only challenge is we're not as famous as Vancouver. But let me show you that still works to your advantage, but you need to act fast, okay? Prince George, by the way, is an hour away from Vancouver by plane and 8 hour away by driving, okay? All right. Another analogy, if you'll be comparing to have a better idea of what it's like to live in the community of Prince George, it is like Baguio City, but with more trees, more space, and a lot of urban amenities. So in description, tinatawag natin si Prince George as like a province, pero hindi po kagaya ng probinsya na iniisip natin minsan dito sa Pilipinas. So there is an urban city here, then it's a combination of nature in one, urban and nature. All right. In terms of population, maybe you're thinking, are there Filipinos in this area? Yes, there are Filipinos. As you can see in the chart here, the Filipinos are the one of the fastest growing minorities in PG or Prince George. The 74,000 residents, 2% comprises of Filipinos. Ang tanong, saan po galing ang mga Pilipino na yan? Majority, let's say 60% are students, student visa holders. We have hundreds up to thousands of students there right now. Then the remaining 40% are actual Filipinos coming from the major cities. So Filipinos from Ontario or Vancouver, they would relocate to Prince George because of one reason, low cost. I'll show that again later. All right. Weather in Prince George, same like Baguio City. Activities in Prince George, hindi siya patay. Buhay na buhay po yung lugar. May bars and nightlife, malls and retail outlets, indoor and sports, outdoors and nature, kompleto po. Once you go to the mall at gusto mo mag-emote pagkatapos, tumbling ka, meron na mga lakes. You can go hike a mountain for all we care. It's the balance of urban and nature in one. Okay? All right. In terms of economy, the number one industry in Prince George is forestry. Nakita niyo naman po in the pictures we showed you, marami pong puno. So if you'll be asking, what kind of work do I have, can I get there? Basically, we have all kinds of job, business, accounting, human resources, but of course, you're catering to the industry of forestry. Add to that, we also are good with the industry of technology. The future of clean technology is actually in Prince George, mind you that. And we are also very good in terms of medical sciences and also tourism. This coming September, actually, it's the best season to apply if you are into health sciences because all our courses are open for September. So healthcare assistant, practical nursing, I'll go to that more later. And why is it Prince George is very good with health? If you remember the map I showed you a while ago, nasa gitna ang Prince George. It's in the heart of British Columbia. And it's very strategic. That's why a lot of companies, the government of BC is investing in PG. Daanan siya ng tao. Okay? Since nasa gitna siya, Prince George has become the central hub for anything specialized healthcare needs. Dito po matatagpuan ang BC Cancer Agency Center for the North and the University Hospital of Northern BC. Add to that, being in the center, it has also become a passing through for people coming from the US going to Alaska or Alberta. They would pass through Prince George to travel. So domestic tourism and leisure has been very, very good here as well. Here, I wrote here that Hyatt Hotel just built an establishment a few months ago during the pandemic. It shows the growth of the economy. So is there a job? Is the economy good? Yes, for sure. You can have this kinds of opportunity and you won't have any problem. There you go. Going back po sa sinabi ko kanina, why are Filipinos from the major cities relocating to Prince George? Nasa Ontario ka na, nasa Vancouver ka na, Toronto ka na sikat yung lugar na yan. Para ka nakatira sa BGC. But why are you relocating to Prince George? Low cost, okay? Prince George, mind you, being like the Cebu City of British Columbia, is the third most invested city in the whole BC region. And given na marami nag-i-invest dyan, as of the moment, the cost of living is still very, very low. So if your goal is eventually to migrate, I would encourage you to start in Prince George because this is the most realistic place that you can buy your own house. And once you buy your own house, you can bring your families with you. Check the prices here. PG, 250K, Vancouver, 600, Toronto, 500, 50-60% discount, less. Ang laki po na matitipid, okay? Basically, you are earning the same salary as Vancouver because in Canada, the whole British Columbia has one salary, which is 14.6. So kung pareho ang sweldo namin, pero ang laki ng tipid ko sa cost of living, saan mo dadalhin yung pera ng titipid mo? Works well for you, right? So there you go. Cost of living in Prince George, again, very, very low. Works to your advantage, right? So basically in PG, you earn more, you save more. I mentioned this one, high return. This is another analogy that I want you to remember. Living in Prince George is like earning the salary of Metro Manila, but the cost of living is like you're in Ilocos region. But the place is still very urban. Isipin mo, parang nakatira ka pa rin sa Ortigas or BGC with the perfect balance of Baguio all around you. That's what Prince George is all about. I'm not kidding you. So it's a very, very good place. Add to that, there's no traffic in PG. Less traffic means better air quality. Free bus for students. But why would you why would you ride a bus? I have a student, I interviewed him a few months ago. He was able to buy his own car, mind you, own car, 1 year after studying at CNC. So, what does that mean? The cost of living versus your savings works to your advantage. You can really invest in more, buy your own car, buy a house, invest in business, save your money, help it with the tuition fee. Wala kang talo. Basically, let's admit it. One of your goals why you want to study abroad is eventually to work and migrate. So you need to focus more on your earnings and savings so you can have an employer, then eventually have a better life. So what's the best place, right? All right. So yeah, low cost, high return, that's Prince George for you. And let me show you a video of Prince George itself.
Prince George is everything that you want to see. Prince George is home. It's more of a home to me than I've had in the place I grew up in. When I first came out here in 2002, everybody where I worked was like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? You got somewhere to go? Oh, you're going to my place. I must have had 6 invitations. Everybody takes care of everyone here. And I find that to be a really an original trait for the place that I've lived in. I haven't found this anywhere else. There is something about Prince George that has always amazed me, and I don't know how these people do it time and time again. And they keep supporting it, and so they're constantly supporting the community they live in because they believe in it too.
It's amazing, we knew this 16-year-old girl halfway through high school. It's probably not the easiest thing to do when you're coming from a greater metropolitan area into a smaller city, but it's been great. Once again, the people and her friends here are as close as the she's ever had. I think the biggest scenes to the blue sky sunsets and just how much sunshine. Any place where you have to work 20 glasses 12 months a year is a great place to live. The biggest advantage or change for me in my business life is the commute time from home to my office. I live quite rural by Prince George standards, but I'll tell you, 15 minutes door to door between my home and my office. And that used to be an hour and a half commute. So the reality is, sometimes it's just, it's taking care of the property, it's learning my daughter's volleyball games, lots of different things that I would have probably missed had I been in the city.
I love the fact that commute times are like less than in major states. The fact that I can leave my house at 8:15 and be at work at 8:22 is great. So that's a great thing and allows me a lot more free time to be outside. Yeah. But hockey or once off season comes, go golfing, do all sorts of stuff like that. The best part about Relocating for sure is just lots of outdoor activities. The fact that there's no rain or hardly any rain, and I like the snow as well. And there's tons of sun. PG has most of the amenities of a major city will have, which is great. Spending most of my life in major cities, I like to have the ability to go for a nice meal every once in a while and go to a mall and get all the things I need.
I love Prince George. I never thought I would be what people would call a small town girl, but Prince George is not small, first off. And there's so many activities that you cannot do in a big city. You cannot drive 20 minutes and go snowboarding. You can't go around the corner and go fishing. So I originally wanted to go to medical school. I went to multiple places, including University of Toronto, University of Western Ontario. I chose UBC because it is extremely well known in the science division. Going through your university education, you're not rich, you're not driving a nice sports car, you're not rocking the Gucci bags. So you do consider the price of the school. Prince George is a great opportunity for young adults to start their lives.
Prince George is an amazing place to raise a family, an amazing place to visit. Certainly people work.
Prince George is active. Prince George is home.
All right, so that's Prince George for you. I hope you like that one. So how do you relocate or start your next chapter in life in Prince George? So that would be our school, CNC or College of New Caledonia. CNC is a public school. There you go. Located again in PG, but if you check it on website, there are different campuses in like Quesnel, different provinces, but international students, they only stay at Prince George, okay? Given we're a public school, we are also DLI and we do offer PGWP for all our courses, as long as it's 8 months, 8 months duration, okay? Most of our programs are diploma, we have certificate and post-diploma. We are in partnership with various universities in BC, emphasizing the quality of our program. And as of the moment, we are still the second most affordable school in BC. Oh my God, affordable, cost of living very low, but high income. I don't know what you guys are looking for. There you go. The only problem with studying at CNC is this. We have very, very limited seats. Mind you, right now is October 2020. Our slots are almost finished or almost full until next year. Our intakes is every January, May, and September. January is closed, May is 80% complete, and September is 40%. Our slots are limited. We only accept 20 students per intake, okay? It's because of our low cost that a lot of students are applying, and I would say we are one of the fastest growing study destination for Filipino applicants, okay? We do focus on providing a sense of exclusivity and quality, hence the low intake, the low seats that we're giving away. Add to that, we wanted to make sure that once you graduate in our school is that we will be able to provide you a support of having a job after studying, okay? So once you study with CNC, after graduate, I would say 90% you will get a job because of the support we provide. We do have an international office. We also have a student union, okay? We will give you that opportunity. That's one of the advantages. But again, disadvantage, limited seats. The slots are open as early as now if you apply manually through ACN. If you check the application online, they will say it's still closed because it's too early for September 2021. But I am here. We are processing everything manually or through paper submission through ACN. So please apply as early as now. Okay. Our fees are affordable by up to 40%. Okay, we're very good with this. Our average tuition is actually 11,000 Canadian per year. Okay. I'll show you later one of our best selling courses, which is 9,000 Canadian per year. We are no IELTS. Okay. Technically, we have one course that requires IELTS. I'll show that later. And our application fee, sad to say, we cannot waive it. Our application fee is 125 Canadian. It's because our cost, again, it's very, very low. So, but to make it easy for you guys, we have bundled the application fee in the tuition deposit. Okay. So you will not pay for it separately. You'll pay the application fee together with the tuition deposit. How much is our tuition deposit? I'll show later. But for the process, I leave this to ACN. They have their own process to follow, and we respect that. I'm sure they know what to do, and we'll give you the best support as possible. Okay. But with our process internally, once you submit your documents to ACN, we will issue you the LOO or letter of offer or offer letter within 2 to 3 weeks average. We apologize, it takes some time because again, our slots are limited and we wanted to make sure that the quality of students we have are very, very good. Because once you graduate, again, we give you jobs. We wanted to make sure that the graduates of CNC are up to standard that we want to show the community, okay? And this is the payment of tuition deposit that we require. It's 6,500 Canadian. This is not 50% nor 60%. This is 6,500 fixed regardless of the course. Again po, ang 6,500 or 6,500 is the fixed minimum tuition deposit that you need to pay regardless of the course. If you want SDS, you can pay 10,000 Canadian, minimum 6,500. Okay? Once you pay the tuition deposit, that is the time that we secure your slot. Given again that we have limited seats, we only secure your seat once you pay the tuition deposit. Then we release the letter of acceptance after 2 to 3 weeks as well. As simple as that. You don't need to pay anything else. Just pay the tuition deposit and you're good to go. And here are the courses that we offer. I'll run through this because it's very important that you get assessed instead of asking what course works for you. Mind you guys, when you apply for any student visa, the assessment is not only based on your work experience, nor your last education attained. So it's very important to get assessed on possible options, okay? For the business and management programs, we have different fields. We can divide this into 5 segments: the accounting, business management diploma, human resources and tourism and hotel management. Sorry, that's 4, right? For accounting, you have post-baccalaureate and a diploma course, okay? I would always encourage applicants to take the post programs. It works well to your advantage and it looks good on your resume, okay? For business management diploma, we have 5 segments under it that you can specialize. So if you'll be taking business management, you can focus eventually on international business, leadership management, etc. Okay, and these last 2 courses are the most famous and in-demand courses that we have. It's actually almost full. For post-diploma in human resource management and post-diploma in tourism and hotel management, the remaining slots are available for September 2021 na lang po. Okay? Why is that? The cost of these courses are only 9,000 plus per year. Wala pang 10K. So very, very affordable. For 2 years, dahil 2-year course yan, it costs 19,000 for 2 years already. It is still 40% more affordable versus other schools. Okay, so yan. We also have courses in health sciences and human services. Good news to everyone, all our courses here, except for healthcare assistant. Ang courses pala po natin sa business is 2 years. Ano? I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Health sciences, all are 2 years except for healthcare, which is 8 months. Pero may PGWP pa rin po. Lahat ito po ay no IELTS. Even practical nurse and dental hygiene, no IELTS na po siya, except for healthcare. Apparently, because of the demand, we adjust to it. The awarding body in British Columbia, they are now requiring IELTS for healthcare assistant. So I suggest take practical nurse instead, depending on your performance, of course, or grades. We have programs in technology, post-diploma in IT. This works better for fresh graduates or within the last 5 years. IT programs, computer certificate, etc. There you go. We have professional cook certificate. Who wants to go cookery? This is for 10 months. Okay, may PGWP din po. And different university credit courses and programs. Again, get assessed. Don't dwell on this too much. Submit your resume to ACN and check what program works for you. Okay? Engineering. There you go. Pathways, I won't focus on this too much. It only shows here that should you wish to study more, like after 2 years at CNC, gusto mo mag-bachelor's again, pwede ka mag-take ng bachelor's in any of our partner universities here. It only shows the quality for program. Tuloy ka ng plus 2 years, lahat ng subjects mo credited. Ito mas makakatipid ka, actually. Okay. In-campus facilities, we have everything that you need. Okay, basically the convenience of applying at CNC starts here. Once you get there and after you graduate, nandiyan po ang support namin. We have a cinema, computer labs. Okay, the International Education Department, you'll be working with them quite a lot. And here are some pictures. Later, I'll send YouTube links of the videos of CNC and Prince George. Okay, so you can save them and check them out. This is the student union office, very important. So parang union sa mga kumpanya. Basically, they protect your right that once you graduate, they make sure na magkakaroon ka ng work after. Again, 90%, I can assure you, magkakaroon ka ng work. Of course, wag ka lang maselan and wag palipat-lipat ng trabaho. The point is, you'll be given a work. That's for sure. Okay? Accommodation options, there you go. We do provide on-campus accommodation. The minimum we found outside or off-campus is around 350 Canadian dollars. Ganun kamura po yung lugar. Again, low cost of living as of the moment. But since it's a growing economy, don't expect it to be the same probably next year or next year. It's part of economies developing. Eventually, we are thinking maybe 10 years from now, we are the next Vancouver. So as early as now, be here and let's start a program. Here's the on-campus. Okay, this is available only to single applicants, not for couples or those migrating with families. Off-campus, there you go. If you're applying for on-campus, by the way, better to inform us 4 months ahead. But I'd rather, to be honest with you, if you want to save more, go off-campus. Diyan po may 350 Canadian na. Sometimes may utilities na. Okay, homestays, if you want for the full Canadian experience. Okay, quick comparative analysis. Again, I am emphasizing the low cost and high return of CNC, comparing CNC versus other public colleges in major cities. For early childhood lang po ito, no? You can save up to 100,000 pesos tuition pa lang. Other courses, mas malaki pa. Again, up to 40%. Ito po yung sinasabi ko yung analogy that you're earning the same salary of Vancouver, but the cost of living is lower. Okay, mas mahal po ang mamuhay sa Vancouver. Check the rent prices. Rent in Vancouver is 100% higher than in Prince George, right? So ang laki po na matitipid. But we have the same salary. We don't have as much amenities as Vancouver, but question, do you need that much amenities or do you need enough for you to work and eventually send money to your family? You need to settle your priorities straight, right? All right, wages, we are on the above average scale for sure. We are 14.6, we are higher than Ontario if I'm not mistaken. Then come June 2021, we are gonna be $15 per hour. So tataas pa yan. Unemployment rate, mababa po ang unemployment sa BC. To give you an idea, di ba nagkaroon po ng I think updates on the list of DLI approved schools? 90% of the schools in BC has been approved as DLI. It shows na pabor po ang ekonomiya ng Canada sa British Columbia right now. A lot of jobs are generated, low unemployment rate, and in British Columbia, Prince George is the third most invested city. Gets naman, ano, nako-connect natin. Okay, there you go. Other info, yan, kompleto po tayo. Later, I'll also show you about the COVID plans. I'll send you the link. But definitely, meron tayong mga COVID plan for the students, which also they can use for the study plan when they're making it. Okay? And special offer. Once you study at our school, I'm wearing one of the jackets that we have. It's just a different design. If you are accepted in CNC, I'll be giving away free jackets. Baka mahingi sa akin si Bea for sure. And a mask. It's for you to feel that you are part of CNC family. And really just to thank you for trusting us with your future. And I can assure you, you won't regret it. Okay? In summary, okay, whatever your reason for studying, working, and living abroad in Canada is, we have some points to discuss to you that hopefully you'd consider Prince George for real. Location-wise, maganda ang location natin nasa gitna. Pag nasa gitna ka nung mapa na yan, ibig sabihin maganda ang weather, para nga kami Baguio, hindi ganun kaulan, and a lot of opportunities, investments due to our location. Quality of education, I mentioned it's there. We've been existing for 50 years now, 50, and still the second most affordable school in BC. Okay? Cost of living, very affordable. Okay? But the income is very high. Mind you, may mga ganyang bagay pa po. So it's up to you to take advantage of it. Work after study, I did mention 90% of our graduates have chosen to stay in Prince George kasi may nakukuha po silang work. Okay? And if you are eventually planning to migrate, let's simplify it. I'm not a migration agent and I'm not allowed to discuss, but I'm familiar. The gist of anything migration related to Canada is to find an employer. That's it. That's the most important thing. Regardless kung anong uri ng program yan. As long as you have an employer, you have a good chance of eventually migrating. Okay? We have that. In Prince George, ang dami pong possible na mag-hire sa'yo na employer, and then eventually, you can choose to migrate. Studying at CNC is basically worth every penny. Low cost, affordable, high return with opportunities and less competition. Take advantage of it.
Welcome. 환영합니다.
Yokoso! Mabuhay! Paingdaga!
Alright. Welcome to
All right. Thank you very much. And that's it for my presentation. I bring the floor back to you, Bea.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Jello. So actually, Sir Jello, medyo
Hmm.
malabo yung slides mo, pero
Oh,
can our attendees have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation?
of course, of course. I'll
Or
send it to you.
yes, you'll send it to us, tapos we will also disseminate it to our
Sure.
attendees for today. All right?
Actually, I
So,
have the YouTube channel I have. There's a part there wherein I have a presentation. They can also check that one out. I'll send the link.
all right. Okay, sige. Thank you so much, sir. So we will
Sure.
disseminate the link to our attendees. Okay.